Hello Pirates, this is Jim with AwakenedTCG, bringing you another live gameplay video. Today, we've got yellow versus blue, a pretty uncommon matchup in the starter deck Big Mom against blue Nami. Now, in my experience, this matchup is one of Nami's hardest, as getting triggers off of life is a big part of Nami getting to her 50 card mill win condition. And Big Mom 10 drop and other cards, getting cards out of life for free into the trash is huge for ending games before Nami can actually get her win condition. Anyway, starting off here, it looks like we're going to have Big Mom going first. Nothing to play on turn 1. Nami on 2 Dawn. Nothing to play as well. Going to be a recurring theme for this game. Now, a little known thing about Big Mom is you can actually use her effect without putting the card back. So I'm actually going to put 3 Dawn on Big Mom here and take the top life. One of the only decks in the game that could actually make use of their life against the Nami that doesn't swing into it. Passing back to Nami, he'll play a Bellmare for 4. And pass back to me. Now on 5 Dawn. Bellmare ran in about 50% of Nami decks. It depends on whether you run character or event version. Bellmare probably one of the least common ones compared to Zeph or anything else. Anyway, I'm going to go 7 here, activating leader effect again. Grabbing another card from my life into my hand, playing like a Whitebeard at this point. Then for 3, we'll play a Brûlé in fear of that Bellmare hitting face. So if he wants Bellmare to actually connect, Nami player is going to have to use a bounce effect back to hand, whether it's 2 Dawn for Nojiko or anything of the sort. On 6 Dawn, he's going to play Zeph. Bounce back my Brûlé to hand. Just go simple 1 Dawn on Bellmare, and we will counter out with the 2K, avoiding that 7 card trash, which would put us in a really bad spot here. Passing back to me, now on 7 Dawn. Now, you would think a great play here in this matchup would be for 7-drop Big Mom. However, in this matchup, it is actually not that great because Nami can just give you a life and it doesn't make much of a difference. Anyway, I'm going to swing 7 here, take the top life again. Are we going to place it back? Getting a little bit low here. We're actually not. Giving Nami a actual real win condition. He could go for life here, possibly. Oh, that is why we didn't put one back, because we're going to play 4-cost Katakuri, activating Rush and putting his top life on the bottom. We'll go 6 lead and he'll give us a 2K Kaya. Always great to get those out of hand against a Nami player, as they really do not want to use them for counter. They want to use them to play and bounce back and repeat using the effect for the Nami 50 card mill condition. Anyways, back on Nami here. He'll be on 8 Dawn. 8 Dawn to play. Gonna put 1 on Nami, just go 6 at my Katakuri, trying to clear board. That's gonna be an easy 1K. Probably baiting out counter out of my hand before he goes into leader. We'll give him a Shirahoshi, and then for the Zeph swinging 7, we'll give him another Shirahoshi and a 2K, going up to 8. Nami player now with 6 Dawn left. He's going to use 4 of those for another Bellmare. It's getting a little scary here with no blockers, and I've used a decent amount of counter out of hand. Luckily, I've taken my life, so I actually have double the cards that you would usually have in this situation. Anyways, we are now on 9 Dawn on the Big Mom side. Probably going to want to swing into Zeph here, as that is a large threat, and if you can get rid of that and get to 10 Dawn safely, it is going to be a wrap for this game. We will attach 3 to leader, swinging 8 at Zeph, activating leader effect. Taking the top card of our life to hand, we will probably put another card back, as going down to 1 is pretty risky even for a yellow deck. We will put a card there, probably one with just no counter, that if he does indeed ever hit life, it'll come in handy, whether it be a Thunderbolt or a Soul Focus. I do run a couple Soul Focuses. I think they're only viable in Big Mom. Running them in Katakuri isn't as good as you have to rely on them being in life. Big Mom can simply just put it from hand to life, which is very, very strong. He's thinking on what to counter here for the 8k to Zeph. With 2 Dawn up, he's actually just going to let it go. Probably just no optimal counters in hand. One thing people don't know a lot of the time is Gavel can actually only give plus 4k to leader. We're going to look at his top life. That looked like a trigger. Katakuri does have rush here once again as we are at 2 to his 3 life. Thinking now if we will leave that at the top or the bottom. Assuming he has 2 triggers as we put another one at the bottom. Really want to avoid dealing with either of those. We're going to go 7 to leader. Probably expecting him to counter out of this with his 2 Dawn available. He does. He'll do a overheat with no target there. And we will pass back to him. Knowing that top life is a trigger, we are planning to nuke it with a 10 cost Big Mom next turn so we can't get it off. That is one of the strongest things about yellow, especially if you know those life cards are a trigger, which I do. I will not be swinging first. I will 100% be getting rid of that trigger if I do have a 10 drop next turn. He's just going to go 1 Dawn on leader, another 6k to the Katakuri. This should be an easy 1k with the mass amount of cards in my hand. We'll give him a 1k, Baron Tamago. Now allocating the rest of his Dawn here for a 7 cost Sogeking. Very good card in Nami that you don't see all the time. Sending my Katakuri back to hand. Very strong play and trashing 2 dead cards out of hand. Kai effect on play as well as a bounce of 6. And can we just mention that that alt art is, in my opinion, one of the best of this set. I know a lot of people don't like Usopp / Sogeking, but you can't deny that art is fantastic. Now passing back to me on 10 Dawn. If we do have 10 drop here, it is a no-brainer on what we're doing. Yep, looks like we're going to slam all 10. 10 drop, take out that trigger. It was indeed an Impo Down All-Stars. That is huge in this matchup. We will just go a simple 5k to lead. Saying if he wants to counter, he's got to give us a 1k in hand or a lot of counter with a gavel or something. Anyways, he'll actually take it and get a peel-off trigger, which is probably the best trigger you can get in this deck next to Impo Down All-Stars. And we will pass back to him, leaving our Katakuri standing for the next turn. Also knowing what that bottom life is, probably wanting to get rid of it if we have another 10 cost Big Mom to avoid another trigger. Nami player here on 10 Dawn, just going to do a simple Sanji's peel-off, draw 2. Just going to do 1 Dawn on Belmare here. I'll give him a 2k. Probably just trying to whittle cards out of my hand while keeping as much Dawn up for defense as possible. When 1 life here with the 12k on board, you definitely need to be careful. And that's going to be it. Another 10 drop, trashing the gavel. We'll do 5k to Belmare. He'll give us a 1, another 6. He'll give us a rubber band to counter out perfectly. Gonna go 12k at Belmare here. He will take that, and I will pass back to him. He's just going to go 6 on 6 with Usopp. With cards in hand, this should be an easy counter. However, Giving that to him probably means not a lot of counter in hand here. If he had Belmare on board, it would probably have hit face this turn. Probably why I chose to swing into it with Big Mom, was I knew I probably couldn't end the game that turn. He'll play a Mr. 1, grabbing Gavel back. Probably the most common line with that card. And with 9 remaining Dawn, Nami's going to pass here. Definitely a little scary with a decent amount of cards in hand, and Nami could definitely survive this turn. However, if we go correct numbers, it should make it pretty difficult. We're going to go 9, activating Leader Effect, putting a card back on top. He's going to activate Gavel, trashing a Sanji's Pilaf. Going to need one more K in counter here, which is always why you want to swing either 5, 9, or more against Nami. And he'll give us a rubber band for 1. We're just going to attach 1 here, making it more awkward to counter out. We're going to go 13 to leader. He's going to give us a 1 for a Gavel, trashing a no counter Usopp. Those are the cards you always want to trash when countering out. Going up to 9. He'll give us 2 more for a Love Love up to 13, which is exactly why we swung to 13, attaching 1 Dawn. He's going to need to give us 1 more counter. And he gives us the 1K Nojiko. Now with our remaining 5 Dawn, we're just going to slap it all onto Lin Lin here and go 17K at leader. With 2 cards in hand and 4 Dawn up, I don't think there's any cards in Nami that can ever save you here. He's going to go Gav or Love Love Beam. So grab 1 card off the top. Another 1 for Rubber Band, going up to 11. He needs 6, 7K more with the 1 Deathwink and not enough Dawn to use it. That is going to be the turn. Anyways, thank you for watching. This was Jim with AwakenedTCG. Please like and subscribe and keep up with us for daily videos. Thank you.